Good morning, my friends, and welcome back to another video. And for anybody new, hello, my name is Meg. I am lactose intolerant, I am gluten intolerant, and I eat on a phase 3 low FODMAP diet. My stomach isn't doing too bad today, so I am allowing myself a cup of black coffee this morning, and I was trying to think of something fun to have for breakfast today. I've been eating a lot of oatmeal and like eggs and potatoes a lot lately, so I've been trying to change it up a little bit and have a little bit more variety. And I was just like looking through recipes and I found one for like healthier waffles, like gluten-free healthier waffles. I'm like, ooh, that sounds good, but what if I added chocolate? So this is what we're doing for breakfast today. These are the ingredients that I have compiled. It is one of the recipes that requires oats and bananas. So if bananas are like ripened bananas or something you can't do, use an unripened banana, and you might have to add a little bit of sweetener to it. Sorry if you're crunching. There's a kitty cat eating his breakfast in the background. Got oats, salt, vanilla extract, baking powder, my little waffle maker right here, and then the cocoa powder that I'm going to add. And for the top, I don't have like fresh fruit. Unfortunately, the grocery store was out of so much, but I did find some frozen raspberries in the freezer that I'm going to thaw a little bit out to top it. Oh, I also forgot egg. But this is all going to go in the blender, like blender pancakes, and I'm going to get that going in my little waffle press. That is it for the ingredients. I ended up adding in a half a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. Just there didn't seem to be enough to get the baking powder activated, so I added that in there. I already got this plugged in and warming up, so I'm going to get this blended. Oh, and I ended up adding about a heapy teaspoon of cocoa powder to this as well for the chocolate taste. Other than that, it's exactly as written. So I'm going to get this blended up so it can rest for a little bit, and then we'll be making waffles. All right, let's see how poorly this goes. So I did put a little bit of grease on this, not cooking spray, just like oil. Oh my gosh, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get enough with one hand for this. This is difficult to do with one hand. Let's try to get a little bit more on there. All right. That should be enough, I hope. So it wasn't enough to fill up the whole thing, but it is done, and it's soft and fluffy. Yeah, it feels done. See if I can get this out without it falling apart. There it is. It's pretty enough. I got a plate over here. Keep them warm. Recipe ended up making 4 of these little waffles. I just have 3 on my plate because that looks like a heart. At least I think it does, and it's cute. For toppings, there are the raspberries that I thawed out. This is some of my lactose-free yogurt mixed with a little bit of vanilla protein. I chopped up literally 3 of these Trader Joe's dark chocolate chips to sprinkle on the top. And so I'm going to get this all dressed up and looking fantastic and beautiful, and then breakfast time. There is breakfast. Doesn't that look so beautiful? That is a glorious looking breakfast. I'm hoping it tastes as good as it looks. Get a little bit of everything. Get some raspberry, a little bit of the yogurt topping with some chocolate. Let's try it. Okay. I just love raspberries, so all I tasted was raspberries. Like the overwhelming flavor of raspberries. Oh, I love them so much. So let's just try the waffle by itself without all of the toppings, since I'm really biased with anything that has raspberry in it. Actually, I really like that. I mean, it still has like the banana flavor to it, of course, since the base is banana. Sorry if you hear planes. There have been flying so many planes lately. It's been so loud. But yeah, I mean, you obviously can still taste the banana. You can taste a little bit of the chocolate, but it's really nice and soft. It fluffed up really well, and I don't know if that's because I added the apple cider vinegar or not. I'll have to try it without it one time to see if it's like the same. But it doesn't have any fat in it other than like the natural fat that's in eggs. And it's still really like good. Like normally they'd be really dry when waffles don't have oil, like added oil to them. But no, I really, really like these. After breakfast, the plan for today. I don't know if I have a meeting or not. It's up in the air right now this afternoon, but I do know I have a couple of deadlines coming up this week that I need to get done. It shouldn't be too bad though. Pretty easy things to be honest. So I should be able to get those done without too many problems. Oh my gosh, you are so loud. How is it that they're so loud? The planes are just so loud. Sorry. Other than that, I do need to clean the floors today. The tumble furs are starting to float around the floor. If you don't know what a tumble fur is, that's like the dust bunny, but animal fur version. It's a tumble fur because it tumbles across the floor like a tumbleweed. I don't know. It's what I call them. I'm weird. But I need to take care of that today. And I need to switch out the sheets on the bed. Those are the big tasks today. I actually am very happy to say that I'm not like overly crazy busy today, so I might get some walking in today. I don't know if I'm gonna do like a big workout day today because my body is pretty sore from everything that I've been doing prior. So I might take it a little bit easier today, do like some walking, maybe do some stretching or yoga or something instead. I want to take the dogs for a walk, but unfortunately that hasn't been able to really happen other than just up and down like our block because there's so much construction going on. The streets are full of like nails and wood and debris and stuff like that I don't want the dogs walking on. And there's not really anything else around here to take them to. So I might just take them up and down the block several times to get a walk in for them. That's really the plan. That's exciting that I don't have like this huge laundry list of stuff to do, that I'm pretty much caught up. That's great news. But plain. I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and eat my breakfast and get started here with this beautiful, oh my gosh, just look at that. That's like, that really is like a Pinterest worthy breakfast. I'm not lying. But breakfast, and then we'll get started with the day. So all I've accomplished so far today is work and a little bit of housework, and that's all I've done. But it is lunchtime, and I am having leftovers, and I actually was smart enough to record dinner last night because I knew it was going to be probably eating leftovers today. So I will insert footage here of me making the teriyaki turkey meatballs. This is a massive amount of ingredients, and normally I do not make recipes with this many ingredients in it, but it looks like this one is going to make a whole bunch of leftovers, so I'm willing to put in the extra ingredients and time to do that. There are a few changes that I have made though. Number one, it asks for ground chicken. I have ground turkey here, so that's what I'm going to use. It wants you to make quinoa for the binder. I made a quinoa salad in my last What I Eat in a Day. This is a second batch that I made. I'm just going to use this instead of making more quinoa. I think, oh, it asks for lime. I have lemon, so that's what we're using. This is a mixture of parsley and cilantro since my cilantro plant isn't, I didn't want to take that much off of it yet since it's still pretty small. This is some cilantro that I used to garnish dinner with the other night. I'll use that up. The gluten-free flour I'm using is rice flour, and I think everything else here is as written. Of course, I'm going to be making rice on the side, so I'm just gonna follow the recipe and make these. I hope they're good, because I'm gonna have a lot of them. I'm gonna have to eat a lot of them if they're not. It ended up making 2 dozen of these little meatballs, so that's gonna be plenty of leftovers. I'll even have enough to freeze. Everything actually came together really, really quickly. Since the quinoa I had was already cooked, even the sauce came together really, really quickly. But there is the leftovers, and I've made some fresh rice because I don't like leftover rice. So if I can make it fresh, I definitely will. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my lunch bowl together. And there is my bowl complete. I just took some carrot ribbons and threw them in the microwave for like 15 seconds, and that steamed them up and softened them up just enough that they were all cooked up. Super simple vegetable to add to this. So I had never made this recipe before. This was my first time making it. And I have to say, this would be a great way to use up like leftover quinoa. Kind of would be a pain in the butt if you had to make the quinoa fresh, but quinoa isn't that bad if you really wanted to make it. The cranberries in it that we had in the salad are like really nice little sweet treat inside of these. So a bonus to me having made the meatballs with that salad. Also, when you're cooking these, keep a really good eye on them because they can overcook like super, super quickly. So like start checking it several minutes before the recipe is like timed, just to make sure that they aren't overcooked. That's my biggest piece of advice, because mine, even though I was watching them, they did overcook a little. So they're a little bit drier than I would like, but overall I like it. So leftovers for lunch. I'm gonna go enjoy this and see what the rest of my day is gonna be like. At this point, my work that I thought wasn't gonna take me too long is taking me a little bit longer to do, but it happens sometimes. It happens. It's fine. Not gonna stress about it because I'm gonna take my time to enjoy my lunch. So, hi. It's almost 5 o'clock. That maybe meeting that I was going to have this afternoon ended up being like over 3 hours. Oh my gosh. But when I realized how long this meeting was going to be, I ran out here and did a couple of things. Like I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and I came out here and did a couple of things for dinner. But for dinner, I have, one of my friends was talking about how they had hot beef, like hot roast beef sandwich with gravy and mashed potatoes, and that sounded delicious. And I don't have any of the stuff to make that, let alone make it gluten-free and, low FODMAP. And I was thinking about the things that I had put on my menu for this week. And I put Salisbury steak on my menu for this week. So I ran out here and I pulled a couple of pieces of gluten-free bread that is, it's hard as a rock, out of the freezer for breadcrumbs. I also was unable to find some beef broth that I could have at the store. So I'll just show you guys. I did find smoked ham hocks though. I threw a ham hock in there with a few cups of water, and I've had it on, come on, maybe. There we go. I threw the ham hock in there with a few cups of water and had it going for like the whole time that I was in that meeting, basically. So that is going to be what I'm going to use instead of beef broth. And this also got me like looking in the fridge at the things I have. I have some of the ground turkey left over from the meatballs last night, and I have ground beef. And so I'm thinking about doing half ground beef, half ground turkey. But as you can see, I still have these big old packages from when I went to the grocery store. I really need to process these as well, get them broken into portions and in the freezer. So that's the thing I need to do. So I'm going to get started with dinner. The recipe for this low FODMAP Salisbury steak, of course, will be down below. I'm going to have it with mashed potatoes, and it comes with a mushroom gravy. I'm actually trying mushrooms for the first time since going low FODMAP, so this will be fun. I also don't have ketchup, so I'm going to be replacing with some tomato sauce. I think other than that, I have most of the other ingredients. But I'm just gonna follow the recipe, get the little sirloin steaks made up first, get this meat processed and in the freezer, and get going. Cause I mean, it's already almost 5 o'clock. I'm pretty hungry already, and I know this is gonna take a little while to make. So there are the ingredients all mixed up. I've got a half a pound of the ground turkey, half a pound of the ground beef. I used stone ground mustard instead of Dijon because I don't have Dijon. I used equal parts, whatever it said for ketchup, for just use tomato paste. I just used 2 parts of the garlic infused olive oil since I don't have the onion infused oil. And I think everything else was the same other than that. So that is the mixture for the patties. And I'm going to get these formed up and get the gravy and everything going. It should hopefully come together pretty quickly. I have my fingers crossed because I'm getting pretty hungry. I did get all of the ground beef and the ground turkey separated into bags. I usually vacuum seal them, but I ran out of vacuum seal bags. So this time I am using Ziploc bags. And yes, I am one of those weird people that do wash and reuse Ziploc bags. It's fine. It's I don't know. It's just I've done it since college when I was like on a super mega budget, and I always have. So if you see like some that look like they've been written on like 8 times, they probably have. I haven't gotten the pork done yet, but I will get that separated up here in a little bit. Got all the stuff, the steaks all cooked up, the gravy all cooked up, and they're in there simmering now for 5-7 minutes until the steaks are done. I did taste the gravy. It's not the same with the pork hock broth, but it's still pretty good. If I had the choice, I would definitely pick beef over it, but it's what I had and it's what I'll make work. If you're wondering what I'm doing for the side, I'm doing mashed potatoes. Yes, these are microwaved baked potatoes. Basically what I did is I took these little guys, I cooked them till they were done, and I'm going to scoop out the guts, mash them up with a fork, and then add milk and butter to them to make them like quick and easy mashed potatoes. Is it as good as like boiling it and doing the whole process? No. Will it work? Yes. This recipe made so much food. Like, look at this plate full of gorgeous food, and I barely even used any of the gravy that this made. So I might just if I have enough, I might just make like some hamburger patties and use this gravy with it as well. But look how beautiful this looks. Oh my gosh. And with the meat simmering in the sauce and the gravy, it actually added something to it. So it's even better than it was when I initially tasted it. So yeah, I'm very happy to have this delightful little bit of comfort food. And it's actually like looking at, because I cut the turkey or the ground beef with a little bit of turkey, I cut a lot of the saturated fat and that sort of stuff. So it's actually kind of like a skinny version like of this recipe. So I'm really, really happy with this. And I'm hopeful that the mushrooms will treat me well. So I'm going to take this, go eat some dinner, and as far as tonight's plans, I was talking with a few of my friends, and we're thinking about getting together, chit-chatting, maybe playing some games. So that sounds like fun. So after this, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I don't know how long we're going to do that for, but yeah, I love getting together with my friends. So I think it'll be a great time. So dinner, then hang out with friends. This is wrapping up to be a delightful evening. Well, it is many, many, many hours later. I have been staying up way too late, hanging out with my friends. I didn't I didn't eat anything else. So that's it for food today. I'm probably going to maybe make a cup of tea and then head to bed. So that, I guess, will be it for me for today. I hope you all enjoyed today's video, found a little bit of inspiration in the food that I made. Always do your due diligence and check the ingredients. Make sure that they will work for you, because what works for me may not work for you. Uh, like, subscribe, all that stuff if you guys don't want to miss any videos in the future. And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for hanging out with me today. And I hope I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.